Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by the Superintendent of the United States Military Academy.
That's kind of the whole point, not being able to hear me correctly. Nothing but professional. I was pretty funny, I gotta say. I had some great 7:30 in the morning jokes there. But welcome, everyone. How is everybody? So that's President Trump is going to be talking to the graduates at West Point Military Academy about the 3 tours of duty he did in the Brooklyn Bowling League during the late 60s and early 70s. Stephanie, where is everybody today?
Order, arms.
Order.
Good morning, everyone.
Arms.
I'm going to be quiet doing an ADSMR,
Cover.
ADHD type of thing, because
Cover.
Heavenly Daughter's still asleep there. Hi, Claudia.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Matthew Pawlikowski will now offer this morning's invocation.
I don't know if the president's supposed to salute under protocol.
All-seeing God,
whatever it is,
we
Trump's
gathered
gonna get it
here
wrong.
on the plane and online to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2020. With Vision We Lead expresses their worldview that leaders of the future have a responsibility to have a vision and to see that vision through. For without a vision, the people perish. So make us, Lord, instruments of your peace, that walls of pride and prejudice may cease. Where there is darkness,
Just going to check out the Fox
let
News.
us bring light.
Actually, I shouldn't talk during a prayer.
Where there's despair, hope, and life. Where there is confusion, clarity. Where there is hatred, charity. Help us desire less to be understood than to understand. And with this vision,
during the prayer,
to
Fox
renew
News is
the
showing a
spirit
commercial
of
for
our
Super
land.
Beats. So, well,
Amen.
gotta make the money.
Days, take seats.
Take.
Okay. So we'll
seats.
stay with C-SPAN.
Tomorrow, June 14th, marks the 245th Army birthday when we recognize the American soldiers' bravery serving
Oh,
and
they've got a
protecting our
teleprompter for
nation.
'em.
At this
Smart.
time, the West Point Band, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel
I don't know if
Todd
they'll go off
Addison,
script much
will
here,
present
but
a
keep in
musical
mind,
tribute
when he
honoring the
makes a
legacy
mistake,
and
then
history
that's
of
when
our
he'll go
United
off
States
script.
Army. Established in
Cover it up with his,
1817, the West Point
verbal
Band is
kitty
the
litter.
Army's
That's
oldest
what we
band
call it.
and has been inspiring America's leaders for
Kevin Lee
over
Kitty is around here
200
somewhere.
years.
All I have to do is put a box right here, and then Kevin Lee Kitty magically appears.
class of 2020
lot of
adds to
presidents
the
with no
Army's
military
story
background
of 245 years of honorable
spoken at
service.
West Point.
From the
I think the
birth of
last
our
6
nation,
presidents have.
the American soldier has stood strong as bearer of the torch of freedom,
But
protecting
few of
lives
them
and
dodged the
rights
draft, so-
of all people.
I think it should be a live band. I would suspect it's a live band.
The iconic
It's West
legacies
Point.
of West Point
They have a
graduations, MacArthur, Patton, Eisenhower, and so many others continue to inspire our diverse force,
See what
which
Nope,
welcomes
Fox still
soldiers
isn't
of
covering
all
it.
races, all genders, and all creed, whose varied experiences continue to make us the greatest army in the world.
All genders except for trans, because, you know, one of the first things Trump did when he got into office was get rid of that military. And on the anniversary of the Pearl nightclub massacre,
the struggles, our
took away trans rights yesterday as well. Protections, I should say.
we stand ready to answer the call to service in defense of our fellow Americans and freedom around the world. Today, 1,100 West Point class of 2020 graduates raise your right hand in an oath to our Constitution. It is the enduring support of our American people that fuels your support and dedication to leading with character and leading by Army values. Loyalty,
Duty,
respect,
selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. We honor your support by continuing to fiercely safeguard our Army's most precious resource, its people, the American soldier. I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother,
Hold
everything to
on.
everyone.
This might be a copyrighted song, so if I let it go through, YouTube will give me a copyright strike, and that's no fun for anybody. So they're playing a song about boots. That might be a nod towards the president's bone spurs. It's actually not a bad song. Sorry you guys can't hear it. You guys can tune in on your own. Yeah, this is obviously not live. This is recorded. Yeah, they do have spit valves. Playing an instrument, especially a brass instrument, is not a good idea right now. Trump's already bored. Let's take a look. Speaking of bored, let's take a look at Fox. Oh, so Fox is there. Oh, but Fox is not doing the audio. Yeah, there is a live band. There they go. So everybody is surrounded by plexiglass. Is that smart? Wait a minute. Where are they? Hold on. Let's mute this. There it is. And we'll go to Fox and unmute it. Oh, they're not doing the audio on Fox. All right. Let's mute Hannity. Oh, you guys can't hear it anyway, so Hannity was talking. Let's see. What's going on in the chat room? Hi, Karen. Rights was also correct by healthcare as a human right. That is, I will concur. No, he can't. This is true, Chris. Trump has been asked which heel he had bone spurs in, and he couldn't remember. So, well, you should know. You should know better than anyone. Yeah, I know. It's not the I'm proud to be an American. It's not that song. Okay, song's over now.
We recognize that the thread of our Army's legacy is inextricably woven through the fabric of American history. Today marks the continuation of our story, written by the Army's
Morning,
newest
Doctor.
class of officers.
West Point, class of 2020, the American people put their trust in you to lead with vision and character, to honorably uphold the legacy of the Army and our nation, united under the flag of patriotism.
muted for a second here. I just had an idea. What they should have done is just not invited the Tibets. Okay, it's too early to talk. This is nice. Just for you, Stephanie. This should be our national anthem. The actual national anthem has lyrics about slaves. So what they should have done, instead of flying all of these cadets back, or graduates, I should say, back, they might be cadets too, I don't know, does anybody know the term? Instead of bringing them all back, putting them on airplanes, making them go through a quarantine in order to do this, sit there in the hot sun wearing masks, what they should have done is just told Trump they were all in their camo gear. Pipe in some applause, you're done. No, those are the international flag of China. They're sponsoring this. You can see the star on the red. There's an American flag way over on the left. Your left.
Thank you, West Point Band.
Loyalty to the flag and to the President of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 60th Superintendent of the United States Military Academy, Lieutenant General Darrell A. Williams.
Oh, Williams. Smattering of applause.
Mr. President, Congressman Womack, Secretary of the Army, Honorable McCarthy, Chief of Staff of the Army, General McConville, Assistant Secretary of the Army, Dr. Wardinsky.
Fox still not playing the audio.
Distinguished guests, staff and faculty, family and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to West Point.
Oh, he didn't thank Trump personally or welcome Trump personally.
An historic landmark. And to the great class of 2020, with vision we lead, congratulations. Mr. President, thank you for being here today. We know you share our pride in these incredible new leaders. The class of 2020 has a special message for you. Class of 2020, on your feet.
Oh, come on, C-SPAN. Get this.
Go Army! Have a seat.
Trump stands up. Have a seat.
Is unusual in a number of ways. Most notably, the physical absence of family and friends to cheer on our graduates. However, there is still a celebration, and we're thrilled to share it with friends,
like, what the hell?
Family,
why are you?
And the entire nation through a live broadcast made possible through the support and generosity of several of our alumni. To them, I would like to express my deepest appreciation and thanks. I'd also like to thank the members of the class of 1970, the 50-year affiliate class, for their support and mentorship to these young men and women over the past 4 years. You have demonstrated the strength of the long gray line as you gripped hands with the class of 2020.
Today, this year was I think it was the anniversary of my dad's graduation from the military.
Present and future.
Military Academy. And
to the moms and dads, guardians and grandparents, brothers and sisters,
gave each of the
boyfriends and girlfriends and fiancés
from 50 years ago or 52 years ago, or whatever it was.
Thank you. Thank you for the love, support, and encouragement
copy of
you've given these outstanding young men and women
disciplinary
throughout their
record.
lives.
I'll see if I can dig my dad's up.
I'd also like to remember someone who is here with us in spirit today. Your classmate, our teammate, and our brother, C.J. Morgan. C.J. was an outstanding cadet athlete, an exemplar of West Point values. We miss him, but I know his memory and example will be with you wherever you go. Class of 2020, today marks the culmination of your West Point journey. You came here with the desire to serve and to be part of something much larger than yourself. You encouraged, helped, and loved each other as you became brothers and sisters in arms.
Here's Trump saluting.
As a class, you have completed the world's most challenging, most demanding leader development experience, and you've done it with honor, with distinction, with excellence. Fulfilling your oath requires strong character. The West Point Cadet Prayer challenges us to always choose the harder right over the easier wrong. The phrase is easy to say, but often difficult to do. Your challenges ahead will require moral and physical courage.
Okay, here's my
In our
dad's
great
disciplinary
Army,
record
there
from
are
his
soldiers
time
awaiting
in the
your
military.
arrival right now, wondering if
He got in
their
trouble for
lieutenant will be
improperly
worth
dressed for
following.
colors, which is uniform
Their
violation.
loved ones wonder if you
Improper
will care
color
for
ceremony,
their
poor
soldier.
boots, and also
Your character and leadership
carrying
are
an apple
essential
on the
for
quarterdeck.
answering those questions.
I think he was on a frigate.
Be
and
the
part of the
officer
frigate is
worth
called a
following
quarterdeck.
and take care of your
A
soldiers
quarter of
and
the
their
way
families.
back, I think, is what it was. But
Emulate those
he
who
was
have
caught,
come before you.
He had an apple in
Leaders
his hand
such as Ninninger
from the
Award
mess,
recipients
and he
Captain
was
Lindsey
tossing the apple up
Heisler
in the air,
and
a
Lieutenant
senior
Colonel
classman.
Matthew Meyer,
So that
who
was
have marched
that's Dad.
upon these very
Got in trouble
grounds
for
where we're
carrying an
gathered here
apple
today.
on the quarterdeck.
Leaders who have led in peace and
I'm
in
so
war.
proud.
Today, you take your place in the long gray line as the newest officers in the United States Army,
Us Williams
ready
have
to
never been
lead,
big on authority.
to fight, and to win on any battlefield. As our Chief of Staff of the Army, General McConville, says, there is no second place or honorable mention in combat. Winning matters. In joining the profession of
And
arms,
that's
you carry on that proud
Cousin
legacy
Darrell Williams.
by committing yourselves to duty, honor, country. You are ready
It
to
was the
rise
Canadian
to the
military,
challenge
yes.
of completing the mission while building
My dad was in
cohesive
charge of the
teams
Jeep.
based on trust. Put your people first, always.
Actually, my dad
as
was
you
Air
protect
Force.
and defend the
But for some reason
Constitution
was on a boat.
of the United States of America. And as your class model compels you with vision,
Sorry, I should say,
you
for
will
some
lead.
reason was on the boat. It's the
And
Canadian
now,
military.
ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce the 45th President of the United States of America, the Honorable Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, General. And hello, cadets. On behalf of our entire nation, let me say congratulations to the incredible West Point class of 2020. Congratulations.
It was colors with a U. It's
Everyone,
Canadian. Colors.
Have a good time.
Colors.
Enjoy yourselves,
Okay.
because we are here to celebrate your achievements, and great achievements they are.
Oh, he's
Let us
ad-libbing
also
already.
recognize your remarkable Superintendent, General Darrell Williams, for his outstanding stewardship. General, thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Few words in the English language and few
We're going to switch
places
over to
in
Fox because
history
the picture's better.
have commanded as much
Best
awe
of the best,
and admiration.
the
as
strongest of the
West
strong,
Point.
and the bravest of the brave.
Hold on, guys.
West
Sorry.
Point is a universal symbol. We are here to celebrate your achievements, and great achievements they are. Let us also recognize your remarkable Superintendent, General Darrell Williams,
Superintendent.
for his outstanding stewardship.
Superintendent.
General, thank you very much.
The tenants that we hold
Great
dear,
job.
the super
Thank you.
ones.
Few words in the English language.
As a landlord, I
and
know a
few
lot about
places in
tenants.
history have commanded as much awe and
We've been working on
admiration
super
as
duper tenants.
West Point. This premier military academy produces only the best of the best, the strongest of the strong, and the bravest of the brave. West Point is a universal symbol of American gallantry, loyalty, devotion, discipline,
To me,
and great skill. There is no place on earth I would rather be than right here with all of you. It's a great honor.
or a golf course.
Across this hallowed plain have passed many of the greatest and most fearsome soldiers
What kind of
that
plane?
ever
Did he say
lived.
hallowed or hallowed?
There is no place on earth I would rather be than right here with all of you. It's a great honor. Across this hallowed plain have passed many of the
hallowed.
greatest and most fearsome soldiers that ever lived. They were heroes who drove thundering columns of Sherman tanks into the heart of a wicked empire. They were legends who unleashed the fury of American artillery upon our enemies on remote islands and distant shores. They were titans who strode through cannon blast and cavalry charge and stared down our foes through great clouds of smoke and shrapnel. They were the Army Rangers who led the way up jagged cliffs, the airborne soldiers who rained down justice.
Through the airports and the hangars and the rockets.
In the dark of night, the infantry whose very sight meant liberation was near, and the mighty forces who sent tyrants, terrorists, and sadistic monsters running scared through the gates of hell. No evil force on earth can match the noble power and righteous glory of the American warrior. I have no doubt that the young men and women before me today will add your names to this eternal chronicle of American heroes. You will go forth from this place adored by your countrymen,
Adored?
dreaded by your enemies, and respected by all throughout the world. Someday, generations of future West Point cadets will study your legacy. They will know your deeds. They will celebrate your triumphs.
I hope not. I don't
And
want
they
these
will
people to go
proudly
to war.
follow your example.
Yeah,
To
that's
the
the wish.
1,107 cadets who today become the newest officers in the most exceptional Army ever to take the field of battle, I am here to offer America's salute. Thank you for answering your nation's call. On this special
Quality Motors,
occasion,
I have no idea
we are delighted
what
to
that
be
insult
joined
is.
by Congressman Steve Womack, Secretary of the Army Ryan McCarthy, Assistant Secretary Casey Wardinsky, and Army Chief of Staff General James McConville, an old grad from the class of 1981.
Makeup looks
Let's
good
also
today.
express our appreciation to General
area in
Curtis
here?
Buzzard, General Cindy Jebb, and all of the wonderful instructors, coaches, and faculty members who are continuing West Point's two-century tradition of unrivaled excellence. To all of the parents, grandparents, and family
A lot of
members
swearing
watching
today.
this ceremony from your beautiful home, even though you could not be here today, we know this day
How does he know all the
could
parents
never
have
have
beautiful
happened
homes?
without you. Your love and
These are military
sacrifice have given
families.
America these phenomenal men and women. Cadets,
Yeah, look at that in here.
please join me in
Oh.
sending your parents and families the heartfelt thanks that they so richly deserved. They're all watching right now. Please.
They really should have a mic in the audience.
Thank you very much. The depth and breadth of the United States military's contributions to our society are an everlasting inspiration to us all. I want to take this opportunity to thank all members of America's armed forces in every branch, active duty, National Guard, and Reserve, who stepped forward to help battle the invisible enemy, the new virus that came to our shores from a distant land called China.
China.
We will vanquish the virus.
Are you guys ahead of me?
We will extinguish
How is
this
that possible?
plague. I also want to thank the men and women of our National Guard
Address
who
troops, blame
respond
China.
with precision to so many recent challenges from hurricanes and natural disasters to ensuring peace, safety, and the constitutional rule of law on our streets. We thank every citizen.
Someone told Trump that gray hair on the sideburns right there makes him look distinguished, and he's like, good, because I need to distinguish all the fires from the China virus.
Who wears a uniform in selfless service to our nation. The members of this class have come from every state in our union. You have come from the farms and the cities, from states big and small, and from every race, religion, color, and creed.
And gender.
But when you entered these grounds, you became part of one team, one family, proudly serving one great American nation. You became brothers and sisters, pledging allegiance to the same timeless principles, joined together in a common mission to protect our country, to defend our people, and to carry on the traditions of freedom, equality, and liberty that so many gave their lives to secure. You exemplify the power of shared national purpose to transcend all differences and achieve true unity. Today you graduate as one class, and you embody one noble creed.
How do you...
Duty,
I can't
honor,
even breathe like him.
Country. Every graduate on this field could have gone to virtually any top-ranked university that you wanted.
I don't know about that.
You chose to devote your life to the defense of America. You came to West Point because you know the truth.
Because
America is the greatest country in human history.
You know he breathes.
And the United States military is the greatest force for peace and justice the world has ever known. The survival of America and the endurance of civilization itself depends on the men and women just like each of you. It depends on people who love their country with all their heart and energy and soul. It depends on citizens who build, sustain, nurture, and defend institutions like this one. That is how societies are made and how progress is advanced. What has historically made America unique
Where's he going with
is the
this?
durability of its institutions against the passions and prejudices of the moment. When times are turbulent, when the road is rough, what matters most is that which is permanent, timeless, enduring, and eternal. It was on this soil that American patriots held the most vital fortress.
What was that, though?
In our war
what was permanent?
For independence. It was this school that gave us the men and women who fought and won a bloody war to extinguish the evil of slavery within one lifetime of our founding. It was the graduates of West Point, towering.
Does that work, Chris, is telling your kids that the new shoes made them faster? Because your kids didn't want to put on the new shoes? Is that the trick there? I never bought my kids new shoes. So I would be like, in the wintertime, when people are taking off their shoes to go inside, just go we'd go to some other school where they didn't attend. And I would say, just walk in there, you're a kid, you can get away with it, and just take whatever shoes you want.
Figures like MacArthur, Patton, Eisenhower, and Bradley, who led America to victory over the sinister Nazis and imperial fascists 75 years ago.
Oh, he's anti-fa.
It was under the leadership of West Point graduates like the legendary General Matthew Ridgway that the Army was at the forefront of ending the terrible injustice of segregation. It was Army strength that held the line against brutal opposition and oppression from communism. And it has been thanks to patriots like you that America has climbed to new heights of human achievement and national endeavor. This is your history.
Well, I'm bored.
This is the legacy that each of you inherits. It is the legacy purchased with American blood at the crest of Little Round Top, on the crimson beaches of Normandy, in the freezing mud of Bastogne, and the dense jungles of Vietnam. It is the legacy of courageous,
I assume,
selfless,
and some of
faithful
those places,
patriots who
like
fought
Vietnam,
for every
I assume,
inch of dirt,
are good people.
with every ounce of strength and every last scrap of heart and drive and grit that they had. And they did it because they believed in the undying principles of our founding.
Which are?
They did it because they cherished their homes, their faith, their family, and their
This is not
flag.
a great speech.
And they did it because when they came to this school, they were taught to hold fast to their love of our country,
I thought he was about to ad-lib.
to cherish our heritage, learn from it, and build upon it. That is what young Americans are taught here at West Point. That is the legacy that you carry forward as second lieutenants,
I like
in the
whatever
United
they got
States
going on
Army.
in the middle here.
and you
These
must
things,
never
the
forget it.
little shiny thing that's holding their
Through
pants,
4 long years,
their sashes.
you have honed your skills, trained your mind and body, overcome every obstacle, and earned your place of pride in the long gray line. You made it through the rigors of our day and beast, an intensity of CLDT and weeks of training in the blistering heat. You have pushed yourselves far beyond every limit imaginable. Some of you have
He's
even
slowing
pushed
down.
the limits a bit too much. So for any cadets who have not finished walking off their hours, as Commander-in-Chief, I hereby absolve all cadets on restriction for minor conduct offenses, and that is effective immediately. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, Dad. You apple-carrying miscreant.
That's a nice one, isn't it? Don't you feel better now? Surviving the 47-month experience is never easy, but
Yeah,
only
Karen, I
the
think they are
class of
6 feet apart.
2020 can say it survived.
They're pretty.
48
the
months.
Cameras make everything look closer.
And when
or
it comes
wider,
to
depending
bragging
on the lens
rights,
that they're using,
no
but
one can boast louder
they're
than
probably
the
all 6 feet
class
apart.
that brought Navy's
It's
14-year
really well lined
football
up.
winning
The
streak
rows.
to a screeching halt. You did that. I happened to be there. I happened to be there.
It's about him.
That's right. That was a big day. I was there.
Yeah, we heard. Yeah, you were.
You
Good
beat
for
Navy and brought the Commander-in-Chief's trophy back to West Point for 2 straight years. So we say, go Army, go. This graduating class secured more than 1,000
worst
victories
bedtime
for the
story.
Black Knights, including 3 bowl victories, 13 NCAA team appearances,
You can just say
and a
NCAA.
women's rugby championship with the help of somebody that I just met. 2019 MVP, Sam Sullivan. Fantastic job. Thank you. Fantastic.
Good job, Sam.
5 cadets won national boxing championships, and
Yeah, you played to the audience.
Odia
This is
Queen
fine.
brought home 2.
I'm sure Obama
Brendan
did the same
Brown
thing.
earned the title of powerlifting national champion. In academics, 38 cadets have earned fellowships to continue their studies, including First Captain Dane Vanderwall, who received one of the most prestigious awards in academia, the Rhodes Scholarship. Congratulations, Dane. It's a great achievement. Thank you. Congratulations.
Good for you.
Great
oh, wow.
achievement.
They actually know where he is in the audience. Well
But no
done,
one
folks.
modeled the values of the
I don't know if
soldier
this is a pull
scholar
feed or a Fox
quite
feed,
like
but that's
Lindy
impressive.
Moradian. Lindy earned both the highest overall class standing
I can't even
and
keep
the
my
highest
mic on,
physical
so
program score.
I'm impressed when they know where
She has
people are in the
published
audience.
scientific research in a prominent journal and set 5 new records on the athletic track. Lindy, incredible job. Where is Lindy?
Incredible job.
Where is Lindy?
Does Fox know? They got the guy. Do they not have? There she is. She's standing up. Good for her.
For somebody that did so well, they didn't give you a very good seat, Lindy. We have to talk about that. Congratulations. Right now, America needs a class of cadets that lives by your motto, with vision, we lead. We need you to carry on the spirit of the great General Ulysses S. Grant.
Ulysses.
Soon after assuming overall command, following 3 years of Union.
Isn't it just Ulysses? Is it Ulysses? I didn't grow up here, guys, so. But Ulysses? Isn't that a Greek character who slayed the Hydra or something? Ulysses. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't know.
Setbacks. General Grant encountered someone heading north.
My whole life I thought I had stigmatisms in both eyes because you have because you have a stigmatism there. Oh, I've got a stigmatism here and I've got a stigmatism there. Everybody's got a story like that.
North to Washington.
Ulysses.
During the Battle of the Wilderness. If you see the president, Grant said, tell him from me that whatever happens, there will never be no turning back. We need you to be as visionary as Patton, who as a young man in 1917 became the first soldier assigned to the Army Tank Corps. 1 month into the job, he saw the future writing, if resistance is broken and the line is pierced, the tank must and will assume the role of pursuit cavalry and ride the enemy
it's Ulysses.
to death. Under Patton's leadership, that's exactly what they did. We need you to be as bold and determined as
Why
the
would he
immortal
know the name of a president?
General Douglas MacArthur,
MacArthur.
who knew that the American soldier never ever quits after leaving the Philippines for Australia.
I don't know. Let's go back. Did he say that, Chris?
Pursuit cavalry.
Let's go back a little
The
bit.
job, he saw the future writing, if resistance is broken and the line is pierced, the tank must and will assume the role of pursuit cavalry and ride the enemy to death. Under Patton's leadership, that's exactly what they did. We need you to be as bold and determined as the immortal General Douglas MacArthur,
The immortal.
who knew that the American soldier never ever quits.
The what?
Did. We need you to be as bold and determined as
Wait,
the
was
immortal.
it farther back, guys? You guys are a few seconds behind me here. Hold on, let me go pull up the YouTube here. Did there is never no turning back? He must be farther back than this. Let's go back.
During the Battle of the Wilderness, if you see the president, Grant said, tell him from me that whatever happens, there will never be no turning back.
Yeah, he did say that.
We need you to be as visionary as Patton, who as a young man in 1917 became the first soldier assigned to the Army Tank Corps. 1 month into the job, he saw the future writing, if resistance is broken and the line is pierced, the tank must and will assume the role of pursuit cavalry and ride the enemy to death.
He has no idea.
Under
what he's
Patton's
saying.
leadership, that's exactly what they did. We need you to be as bold and determined as the immortal General Douglas MacArthur, who knew that the American soldier.
As the mortars are what you guys know how to shoot. As the immortal General Douglas MacArthur, MiG is a Russian plane. Our planes you can't see. Thank you for bringing them out today and saluting me with them.
Never ever quits. After leaving the Philippines for Australia at a low point of the Pacific War in 1942, MacArthur famously vowed, I shall return. For 2 years, he then took,
famously vowed, I shall not never return, not here, never.
Great strategic risks and placed himself often in personal danger. On October 20th, 1944, MacArthur stepped off a landing boat, strode through knee-high water, and proclaimed,
and now to sing a special song to you, former Beatle, Paul McCarthy.
People of the Philippines, I have returned. By the grace of Almighty God, our forces stand again.
And though he had but chewing gum and a paperclip, General MacGyver fixed the tank.
Philippine soil. He then called upon the island's brave people to rise up and join the fight. America's momentum was unstoppable. These great leaders were not afraid of what others might say about them.
Mega.
They didn't care. They knew their duty was to protect our country. They knew the Army exists to preserve the Republic. These great leaders were not afraid of what others might say about them.
This is a nod to Trump, who is constantly afraid about what others might say to them. But hey, shout out to the military guys for not worrying about bad press.
They didn't care. They knew their duty was to protect our country.
That's what a good leader does.
They knew the Army exists to preserve the Republic and the strong foundations upon which it stands. Family, God, country, liberty, and justice.
That's the
they
timeline.
Were true,
this is a terribly
tough
written
American
speech.
patriots. That is what our country needs, especially in these times. And that is what you are. Each of you begins your career in the Army at a crucial moment in American history.
What are
we are restoring the fundamental principles that
we are restoring the fundamental dangling participles. This is what did he say that they were? I'm not even going to go back. It's just he starts a thought. I don't know if he wrote this himself or if he just said, well, my style is to just start a sentence and never. So I'm just going to cross out words random.
The job of the American soldier is not to rebuild foreign nations, but defend and defend strongly our nation from foreign enemies.
Most of them are not even looking at him. They're just staring blankly into space.
Of endless wars.
Why couldn't I have had Obama?
In its place is a renewed, clear-eyed focus on defending America's vital interests. It is not the duty of U.S. troops to solve ancient conflicts in faraway lands that many people have never even heard of. We are not the policemen of the world.
Wow.
But let our enemies...
The leader of the free world, it's not our duty to solve ancient conflicts that many people, countries never heard of. Nobody's ever heard of. Just you, President Trump. I mean, even Bush had heard of some of these places.
Be on notice. If our people are threatened, we will never, ever hesitate to act. And when we fight, from now on, we will only fight to win. As MacArthur said, in war, there is no substitute for victory. To ensure you have the very best equipment and technology available, my administration has embarked on a colossal rebuilding of the American armed forces, a record like no other. After years of devastating budget cuts and a military that was totally depleted from these endless wars, we have invested over $2
I just want to see one of the cadets laughing.
Trillion, that's with a T, dollars, in the most powerful fighting force by far on the planet Earth.
We always give the military a lot of money. There's nothing new there. Nothing.
We are building new ships, bombers, jet fighters, and helicopters by the hundreds, new tanks, military satellites, rockets, and missiles, even a hypersonic missile that goes 17 times faster than the fastest missile currently available in
That is a super-duper missile, which he revealed a couple of weeks ago that the Pentagon then denied because it's classified information.
the world.
Oh, by the way, the 17 times faster than any other missile, you know he misunderstood something. But
new tanks, military satellites, rockets, and missiles, even a hypersonic missile that goes 17 times faster than the fastest missile currently available in the world and can hit a target 1,000 miles away
there you go,
within
China.
14 inches from center point.
Right now, the rest of the country. First off, where are we going to hit in 1,000 miles? Canada? Mexico? So we know that these are sub-based or ship-based. So, okay, so they're naval missiles, 1,000 miles. Government of China right now is like, okay, so measure Shanghai from the shore.
For the first time in 70 years, we established a new branch of the United States military.
But if they're smart, they're just like, okay, if Trump says 1,000 miles, we have no idea how many miles that actually could mean 20,000. Like, it doesn't matter. He's so good with maths.
The Space Force.
Oh, here we go. Space
Force.
Force.
It's a big deal. In recent years, America's warriors
He's going off-road.
have made clear to all the high cost of threatening the American people. The savage ISIS caliphate has been 100% destroyed under the Trump administration. And its barbaric leader, al-Baghdadi, is gone, killed, over. And the world's #1 terrorist, Qasem Soleimani, is likewise dead. As Commander-in-Chief, I never forget for one instant the immense sacrifices we ask of those who wear this nation's uniform. Already you have known the crushing pain of losing a brother in arms. Today we remember an extraordinary cadet who made the supreme sacrifice in an accident last year.
Hey, Denise. Hey, Yusuf.
C.J. Morgan.
JC.
We're deeply moved to be joined by his father,
welcome,
Christopher Morgan. And C.J. was something very special. Christopher is a Secret Service agent, a tough guy, great guy. Great son who's looking down right now. Christopher, I want you to know that we will carry CJ's blessed memory in our hearts forever. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tomorrow, America will celebrate a very important anniversary, the 245th birthday of the United States Army. Unrelated, going to be my birthday also. I don't know if that happened by accident. Did that happen by accident, please? but it's a great
he asked God
day
if that
because
happened
of
by accident, please.
that Army birthday. And as you know, the Army's first Commander-in-Chief, General George.
I was born on the same day as the Army. What are the odds of that? There's no way to figure it out.
Washington called the fort that stood on this majestic point.
That makes up for dodging the draft, being born on the same day.
The most important post in America. Its strategic location on the Hudson River was vital to our war for independence.
Is it Centaur? I hadn't
If
noticed.
British ships gained control of this river,
now we're going back
they
to
would
the
have
revolution
divided
now.
our young nation in two. So American soldiers stretched a massive metal chain across the waters of the Hudson, from West Point all the way to Constitution Island. I saw a piece of that chain. It's incredible. No enemy ship even dared try to cross. Every link in that great chain was formed from over 100 pounds of pure American iron, mined from American soil, and made with American pride. Together, those links formed an unbreakable line of defense. Standing here before you more than 2 centuries later, it is clearer than ever that General Washington's words still hold true. West Point is still the indispensable post for America, the vital ground that must not lose. And the survival of our nation still depends on the great chain reaching out from this place, one made not of iron, but of flesh and blood, of memory and spirit, of sheer faith and unyielding courage. Today, each of you becomes another link in that unbroken chain, forged in the crucible known as the United States Military Academy, the greatest on earth. It has given you soldiers that you can rely on to your right.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. I want to go back and check something.
America.
One more.
Later, it is clearer than ever that General Washington's words still hold true. West Point is still the indispensable post for America. Not of iron, but of flesh and blood, of memory and spirit, of sheer faith and unyielding courage. Today, each of you becomes another link in that unbroken chain, forged in the crucible known as the United States Military Academy, the greatest on earth. It has given you soldiers that you can rely on to your right and to your left. And now we are entrusting you with the most noble task any warrior has ever had, the privilege to carry out, the task of preserving American liberty. As long as you remain loyal, faithful, and true, then our enemies don't even stand a chance. Our rights will never be stolen. Our freedoms will never be trampled. Our destiny will never be denied. And the United States of America will never be defeated.
Washington didn't call West Point the most indispensable post of America. He called it the most important, but okay.
With the grace of God and the heroes of West Point, America will always prevail. Nothing will stand in your way. Nothing will slow you down. And nothing will stop the West Point class of 2020 from achieving a true and lasting victory. God.
So he goes on for an hour about how difficult it is to be a soldier and how brave you have to be to overcome all the obstacles, and then explains nothing will stand in your way.
Bless you. God bless the United States Army. And God bless America. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, for the 1107 West Point cadets who had a chance to hear from their commander-in-chief, a reminder of how...
The President of the United States finishes his speech by making the jerk-off symbol. Here he goes.
All right, for the 1107
on his
West
own
Point
face.
cadets who had a chance to hear from their commander-in-chief, a reminder of how much we owe to these young men and women who follow.
It's been a while.
A stellar, historic example of West Point graduates. Just looking at...
Let's see what's happening over on the C-SPAN.
The school has included the like...
Shh, be quiet. Here we go. What's going on? Oh, okay, so now all the graduates are coming up. There's probably some songs going on here.
Murray L. Johnston IV. Parker S. Peterson.
Ulysses S. Grant, the president.
Okay, cool, guys. That's it. How are you guys doing? Any plans for the weekend, etc., etc.? I'm going to take about 3 hours saying goodbye. So I didn't even think this was going to happen today. So yay, great. Yeah, now it's time to go golfing, Chris. So the president will head back to Bedminster, New Jersey, where he spent all yesterday doing nothing. And he'll spend the rest of the weekend likely golfing. I don't know what the weather's like out there in New Jersey. Here in Seattle, I have no idea. Here in Seattle, they give you a forecast, but it's completely pointless to pay any attention to it. And I should just go back to bed. Look at this mess. Still can't get a haircut in Seattle, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Hi, Kay Presley. He was born into money. He never served in the military. He's really live joke. Yeah, I see where you're going there. Oh, you're going to get stoned. Good for you. That's medical, and you're a doctor, so that's good for you. Is it rain here, JC? Okay, all right. It'll rain, and then it'll stop. Every day in Seattle, there's no point to the weather forecast, because every day is literally a 50% chance of rain. It might rain, it might not. And then on the news, they make a big point of telling you about what the weather was today. That's, we had a high of 52, and the rain, and the forecast, and then... Anyway, and then they tell you the temperature at the airport, if you're going to the airport, you're leaving town. What do you care what it's like tomorrow? Okay, Catch Joy Reid. It's all rebuttals. Catch Joy Reid. Okay, should we be watching Joy Reid? Roy Jeed? It's been raining in California. Now we're at the point where we're talking about the weather, so I should just do the sponsorship and get out of here. Folks, if you'd like to contribute to broadcasts like these for some reason, feel free to go to kevinleefather.com and you can become one of my patrons like many of the good people here who've been chatting with you today. For those of you who have been watching or will watch in the future, which I guess if you're watching it now, it's not the future, because to you, it's my present to you is that you're always welcome to come in and not chat. I'm talking to you, Chris. So, yes, it is the Chris Wilson. What? Is it the Chris? Yes, it's our generous donor, the Chris Wilson. Yeah, if you'd like to chat, the best way to chat, as I understand it, is to go to youtube.com/KevinLeeFather, and then subscribe there, and then hit the bell, and then you'll get notified anytime this sort of thing starts up, so that you don't have to keep scanning Twitter all day if you're following us on Twitter. And if you're watching us on Twitch, why? Advice from the doctor, stay safe and healthy, everyone. Med David, or probably me David, isn't it, David? I got a few Davids in here, so me David, you're very welcome. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Karen, you as well. My brother-in-law flies model airplanes on a field 30 miles from Bedminster. When Trump is there, I can't fly 30 miles? Oh, my God. Well, yeah, there you go, Karen. I'd like him to try flying anyway, just to see what happens. We're going to shoot him out of the sky with a drone. Forgot my tip. ADHD. Forgot my tip. What tip? Did I get a tip? Do I get a tip today? Yeah, everybody, thanks very much for being in here today. If you'd like to contribute, kevinleefather.com. If you don't do Patreon, I understand. You can always go to paypal.me/kevinleedad and contribute there. Big thanks today to one of our new producers, the Green Room Bar, and his son, and they showed me some other method of payment, and we're going to be using the Cash App as well. Kevin Lee Daughter showed me that, so we'll get all this money going here. I do need the money. Let's see. Presley, Trump isn't as rich as he wants us to think. That's why he first did reality TV, then ran for office. Well, yeah. I mean, he's just all about the money. But I don't know. Well, you know, we're going to see his taxes at some point. That's what he said in 2015. It's now 5 years later, and we still haven't seen his taxes. And yet, people believe he's credible. You have ADHD. I went to the doctor and he told me that I had ADHD. And for those of you who don't know, it's attention deficit hyperactive. He had the greatest, like, what are those things called? Those strips of wallpaper that are halfway up, you know, ponies, but like people were riding like a carousel on the, anyway, it went all the way along. Is it raining outside right now? Anyway, he said I had it. I'm going to end on that. Guys, here's our closing credits. I don't know if I'll see you again this weekend. Oh, yeah, we got to do Billy Joel updates. So we'll do the Billy Joel broadcast for Rick Mack at some point. He's probably sleeping right now because he's West Coast as well. And I should be too. It's 8:32 on the West Coast, 11:32 on the East Coast. Nobody knows what time it is in Newfoundland. Goodbye, Canada.